Mercedes had a difficult year during the 2022 season and are now looking ahead to the 2023 season with determination and hope. The hope is that the W14 can elevate Mercedes back to that scene at the front of the grid, pushing for the titles. What changes will Mercedes make to their 2023 car? And what should we expect from Mercedes in terms of performance? Stay tuned to find out. The 2023 Formula One season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, with teams pushing the limits of technology and innovation to gain an edge on the track. Mercedes in particular has been making headlines with their revolutionary new car, which features a cutting-edge DNA system that they believe will give them a significant advantage over the competition. After an unprecedented run of 8 consecutive constructors' titles, Mercedes surprisingly dropped to third in the standings last year as they struggled with their all-new car concept. However, their encouraging form at the end of the season has led to predictions of a comeback in 2023. Mercedes were Red Bull's greatest threat ahead of Ferrari after the summer break, while their only race win came in the penultimate race. The biggest problem for Mercedes with their W13 car from 2022 was the porpoising, a violent bouncing that affected their car's aerodynamics and speed. Their simulations did not anticipate this issue, making it difficult to detect and solve. Also, team principal Toto Wolff also highlighted the engine freeze, which prevented performance updates, as a hurdle that the team had to face. However, the most critical problem was the porpoising, as it was not only affecting the car's performance and broke the team's power units. Wolff said, "We came out at the beginning of the season with some wobbles on the power unit as well. We didn't like certain aspects of the deployment of the drivability of the power unit. And whilst in a frozen environment, you and your team were able really to add on performance. Cope with the difficult environment of a bouncing car that was breaking your engine, and still we were super reliable. And the engine was performing very well towards the middle of the season and the end." Wolff agreed that 2022 felt like a complete disaster of a season, but there were positives. He said, "We finished third in the Constructors' Championship. We were very close to Ferrari. We won a race. We had 10 plus podiums. Whatever happens at the beginning of next season, it's going to be another building block for the success of the team." Changes to ground clearance, front wings, roll hoops, and other regulations for the 2023 season mean that teams have the chance to start fresh and make the most of the time between the conclusion of the 2022 season and the start of the 2023 season. These alterations, while significant, are not as drastic as the fundamental shift that occurred at the beginning of last season, so we can expect to see fewer problems like porpoising that plague teams like Mercedes and Ferrari. However, the new season will throw up new ways of testing the limits and spirit of the laws, which could lead to some exciting surprises along the way. Mercedes, of course, will be hoping their new design will give them the chance to get back to the top of the pack next season, but they will have stiff competition from teams like Ferrari and Red Bull. Let's take a look at some changes that Mercedes have made to their 2023 car. But before that, if you're enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. The upcoming W14 car from Mercedes promises to be a real game changer, with Toto Wolff indicating that the W14 will retain a significant amount of the DNA from the previous car. The W13 fans can expect a car that is both familiar and yet entirely new. One of the most exciting changes in the W14 is under the bodywork, where the team has focused on packaging and aerodynamics. The Venturi channels and diffuser throat have been redesigned to maximize efficiency, creating a sleek and aerodynamic machine. The side pod would maintain a similar conformation to the W13 with vertical inlets at the front. But perhaps the most striking change in the W14 is at the rear. The car appears to be less tapered, but this is actually a strategic decision choice for both aerodynamic and structural reasons. The flat section at the level of the rear suspension creates a unique T-shape at the rear, which maximizes the efficiency of the diffuser by utilizing the beam wing technology. The team also addressed an issue with the W13, which was found to be particularly flexible at the ends, with the large open floor space at the bottom. To counter this, the floor's thickness was increased, adding extra weight to the overall design, but it also made the car more stable and reliable. This year, the minimum weight has been lowered to 796 kilograms, which means teams will have to work tirelessly to strip away any unnecessary weight and make their cars as light as possible. Mercedes is rising to the challenge by introducing a profound evolution of the previous gearbox, with a different arrangement of the critical components of the rear suspension. This new gearbox is designed to be lightweight and improve the car's overall performance. When it comes to the power unit, the team is confident that they are on par with the likes of Honda and Ferrari, two of the most formidable powerhouses in the sport. But the team isn't resting on their laurels. They have been working in close collaboration with the renowned fuel company Petronas to optimize combustion and improve efficiency. They have also been experimenting with new fuel formulations to further boost performance. The team is leaving no stone unturned in their pursuit of perfection. Even if the cars look similar, Wolff is confident that none of the bad habits of the W13 will be transferred over. Wolff is hopeful Mercedes will be back in the hunt for wins and world titles in 2023 after a season of Red Bull domination. Wolff stated, "I'm always a half-empty glass guy, and I see the risks. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to be logical, Red Bull was very dominant throughout the season. It's going to be very difficult to have a development slope that is steeper than theirs, and also Ferrari, but I believe in the organisation. With our learnings, the values in the team, the empowerment and the no-blame culture, I think we will be back in a more potent form next year. Hopefully winning races on merit and fighting for the championship. But is it a given? Certainly not." Wolff added, "At the end, it comes back to the sentence. The days we lose are the days our competitors will regret, because we learn the most. Hopefully the future will be proof of that." Can Mercedes challenge Red Bull dominance in 2023? As the 2023 Formula 1 season approaches, all eyes are on Mercedes to see if they can step up and take on Red Bull Racing. After a dominant season in 2022, where Red Bull won 17 of the 22 Grand Prix and claimed their first title double since 2013, the series is in need of a team that can bring the fight and make the competition more exciting. In 2023, with new regulations and a budget cap in place, the grid is expected to be more bunched up than ever, providing the perfect opportunity for Mercedes to rise to the challenge and give Red Bull a run for their money. The team has already shown their determination and competitiveness with their fierce battle against Red Bull in 2021. If they can replicate that level of performance in the upcoming season, then F1 2023 will be a real spectacle. George Russell currently sees no reason why Mercedes cannot mount a challenge to return to the summit of Formula 1 in 2023. Russell gave the team their season highlights with their only pole of the season in Hungary and sole win in Brazil, both firsts for the Brit in his maiden Mercedes campaign. But such a season, of course, fell well below the expectations of the Silver Arrows. When asked if Mercedes can get involved in the 2023 title picture, Russell said, "I think when you look at the development we have brought this year, and the rate at which we've closed the gap, there's nothing telling us we can't achieve this. We've been pretty clear now for about 2 months which targets we have to hit in terms of development. And I am pretty confident if we do achieve that, we will have a car that we can compete with Red Bull." Russell takes a great deal of confidence from the way Mercedes improved across the season, from contending with the midfield outfits, snapping at their heels, to a race winner and third fastest team behind Red Bull and Ferrari on their worst day. Former Mercedes team boss Norbert Haug also believes the team will come back strong in 2023 and will be ready to take on the competition from the get-go. Haug believes that Mercedes will have a much better start to the 2023 season than they did in 2022, and won't make things easier for Ferrari and their new team principal Frederic Vasseur. He said Mercedes will not start 2023 as badly as 2022, which will not make it easier for Ferrari under new management. "I'm sure Mercedes will challenge Red Bull Racing in the new season and aim to bring back both the drivers and constructors titles. The Silver Arrows will pursue the goal methodically and without compromise." The 2023 season, which was confirmed as a 23-race campaign after the cancelled Chinese Grand Prix was not replaced, starts in Bahrain on March 5th. Now over to you. What's your thought about Mercedes W14? Let us know in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.